Good evening, everyone. How are you today? My goodness, I had a much needed break today and I'm feeling so much better. I'm still tired, I'm not gonna lie, but I am definitely way less tired than I could have been. I took some time to recharge, so you should all definitely do the same if you are ever feeling drained. Don't ever feel guilty about taking care of yourself. Days off are necessary. That's for all my fellow workaholics out there. I am so excited to do tonight's reading, you guys, because starting last night, actually probably a little earlier in the day yesterday, I started to feel a very significant shift in energy for those twin flames that are nearing union. I really just felt this huge sense of releasing my grip kind of feeling, this sense of that I'm not trying to control outcomes anymore, and I don't have any animosity towards anybody. And I'm especially feeling this for like people that had a third party situation involved where maybe they didn't even want to hear the name of that third party. It was extremely triggering. If somebody brought up that situation or that person, it would send them into this deep negative cycle of thinking that where they were trying to control what energy even they were putting out there, especially considering the law of attraction, where they did not even want to acknowledge the existence of this other person for fear of, like affirming something. And so that I'm getting like this mental picture of OCD type of desire to control, and all of that just suddenly was released yesterday, where I'm feeling like major internal shifts, this higher level of healing just automatically, well, it might feel automatic, although this is definitely a process that's been going on in the background, for quite a while. But the shift was felt so suddenly, where it just kind of felt out of nowhere that, wow, I can hear this person's name without getting triggered. And instead of just, I heard Spirit say praying for destruction. So maybe some people were praying for the destruction of this third party. That's possible. But I'm feeling like that was released, and instead they started praying for that person's healing. They started praying that this third party release their codependent toxic attachment to their person so that their person can move towards them. And they started praying for the healing of not just their person, but also anybody else that was involved in this situation that is playing a role of sorts, like a karmic role of keeping the counterparts apart. And all of a sudden now I'm just feeling like people who maybe didn't want to get their hopes up about communication or any type of a reunion with their person are now just intuitively feeling like, hey, I should check my phone, or I should check my social media, or I should check whatever, because a message from my person just might be coming in, like they're actually in vibrational alignment with receiving this manifestation of whether it's communication or a physical meeting, depending on what your status and situation is in your connection. And I'm just so like, as I'm tapping into this energy, my heart is just like swelling with love and a peaceful joy. It's not a joy that makes me want to jump up and down, like, it's not, how do you say, like overpowering, and not in that sense, but it's just such a calm and peaceful joy that I'm feeling within myself as I'm channeling this energy. And this is exactly what needs to happen. This is such a huge part of the ascension process that people never really talk about. We're told to get into alignment with the vibration of what we want to manifest, but we never talk about releasing all aspects of this animosity or desire to control. We always say, you know, yeah, you have to be at peace with your counterpart, or you have to be at peace with the situation. But you also kind of have to be at peace with this third party, if there was a third party in your connection. You know, and it doesn't always have to be romantic. It could be friends, it could be family, it could be work, it could be, you know, those material ideals that your counterpart was holding on to that was keeping them from wanting to offer a committed relationship. So, but in those cases that it was an actual person, it's so important to release that grudge, that dread of even hearing their name, that, you know, desire to just erase them, you know, and just forgive them. Because if you have a desire to erase them, but yet you are suppressing any thoughts of them, you are you know, just avoiding so much as hearing their name, you're actually sending energy to that person. Because we all know, right? As soon as somebody tells us, oh, you can go everywhere, but don't look behind that door, your curiosity is just going to keep taking you back to that one door, because you're going to wonder what on earth is behind it. So even though you're trying to stay away from it, you're actually, all your energy is just pushing you towards that door. So that's what's happening when we are holding on to those types of emotions and thought processes towards any third parties, that we're actually, the more we try to suppress it, the more we are sending energy, because we're not allowing it to release. We're like, we have this grip on the situation to where, no, you know, this thought just has to be pounded down. I'm not going to let it come up. Well, you tell yourself not to think of something, and that's the only thing you're probably going to be able to think about for quite some time. So I was just so amazed when I felt this collective shift, and I just knew that, you know, by today I have to do a reading on this. This is so thrilling, and this is definitely happening for people who are in their reunion window. I mean, for some of them that really experienced this shift between yesterday and today, I'm feeling more like their reunion is going to be somewhere in this month rather than June. I mean, their reunion is going to be so stable that it's going to carry on through June and beyond, because the level of healing and shift that took place is just, it's beyond words. I can't even explain it. It's like, this is what true unconditional love is all about, where it's not just for your counterpart. Because we all know that as twin flames, when we unite, we actually raise the vibration of this planet through our sharing of unconditional love and our joint soul purpose together with our twin flame. But when you extend that unconditional love to even people that were a cause of pain for you at some point, that is true unconditional love. That, you know, I know this is something you will never be able to repay me for, and I'm not expecting it. It's just, this gives me relief, and that's payment enough. And you as a human being, I acknowledge you, that you have fears, you have healing that needs to be done. Holding on to my person will not help you heal, but me holding on to that grudge won't help me heal either. So that's such a deep sentiment that's coming through here. And for this, I really, really, really wanted to use the deck that my counterpart gave me as a gift just a couple days ago. I used it for some shorter readings, but today is the first day that I really want to use it for this twin flame reading. It's the Everyday Witches Tarot. So I was so thrilled when I received this deck. This was a really, really cute gift, because even as a child, I was such a huge fan of this type of art, you know, where it depicted witches with the black cats and the brooms and the pointy hats. It was just so whimsical and cute. It's something that I really loved as a kid, and so yeah, this deck has some sentimental value for me. So let's get to it, you guys. As I am shuffling, apparently there's a lot to be said here. You can set your own intentions for this reading, either out loud in the comments or in your mind, however you feel comfortable. I normally don't start reading the energy until I have at least a couple cards out, but I got the Page of Pentacles come out here. And here we have ultimate confirmation of communication coming in. And this is communication coming in with stability. If you remember me saying earlier that this is a reunion that's going to carry on through June. It's not going to be one of those, you know, in and out union and then separation. And then, you know, this is not that. This is the harmonious union that we are all hoping and praying for, right? So, Page of Pentacles. Pages are messengers, hence communication. Pentacles, stability. Pentacles is also earth sign energy. So either you or your counterpart could be earth sign energy here as well. So that is extremely synchronistic. We have strength. Yes. I'm gathering my strength. Not only are you gathering your strength for, you know, this reunion, you're gathering your strength as a whole, as a whole human being, to show compassion to others that may never be able to return this favor for you. This is such beautiful energy, you guys, and I'm really seeing like a lot of green lights in my third eye, which is you know, really symbolic of the heart chakra as well. But that green light also has so much white and golden lights mixed into it, which is like divine protection and healing. I wish I could like project what I'm seeing in my third eye out onto the camera so you all can see what I'm seeing. It is such beautiful energy. It's like you have the warm fuzzies and, you know, happy tears in your eyes kind of energy that I'm channeling right now. And here we have the Seven of Swords, and immediately when this card came out, I heard Spirit say, I forgive the betrayal. I forgive the betrayal. It's in the past. And as soon as I said that, I saw 1212 on my recording timer. So 1212 is also a major number of alignment for receiving love into your life. And love is, of course, not just romantic love, as we all know, for your counterpart. Love is also just for humankind in general. I just heard Spirit say, I'm not stuck anymore. And this is the Two of Swords that came out here. So I know which path to take. How beautifully symbolic that this character here has already thrown one sword into the bullseye, and now she's just holding on to the other one. So this tells me that the heart and mind are finally in alignment. Now it's about throwing the sword of action into the bullseye. And that action could be maybe just that first message that you were hoping for, and they have been trying to send for so long. I just saw 1313 on my recording timer, so lots of number synchronicity showing up here. And look at that energy at the bottom of the deck. We have the Hierophant. Commitment to self, commitment to love, commitment to rejuvenation, commitment to spirituality and your higher self, commitment to this twin flame mission that you have on this planet Earth, this journey that you and your counterpart are on together. This is so beautiful, you guys. To get the Hierophant card out this early, even if it is just, you know, at the bottom of the deck, is really, really symbolic and synchronistic here. We have the Emperor. So this divine masculine that I'm tapping into is really starting to think in husband mode now. He was, you know, all this time kind of thinking of coming in with, you know, oh, just some form of communication, let's take it slow. And now he's just thinking, well, I know this is the person I want to marry. I want to be the person that can provide, you know, that can be that stable male figure in their life. Here we have the Six of Swords. Look at that. You're only looking back to see how far you've come. You're not holding on to that anger, those grudges anymore. That it's literally falling away like these leaves that you see in the picture. And not only that, it's being shed light on. Look at all the brightness of the moon and stars here. Like, shedding light on those leaves is extremely symbolic of shedding light on this understanding of why things happened the way that they did. You know, understanding why the events took the course that they did in your journey in this lifetime. The Star card had also come out. There's definitely a new beginning here. Balance, equal give and take, emotional stability, freshness, a new day on the horizon. This is the freedom. Do you notice these little waves of energy coming out of this person's hands? Yeah, this is anything unnecessary, anything unwanted, just being released to be dissolved into the earth, and all the manifestations being released up and out into the universe so that they can materialize and come right back to you in this physical 3D reality where we want to experience these things. Oh my gosh. Energy at the bottom of the deck is the Magician. So double confirmation here for manifestations. Let's take a look at what the energy of this connection is looking like right now. Have faith in your dreams. Yes. With this, I just heard Spirit say, I have faith in my dreams. Both of the counterparts are actually mirroring this expect powerful change. Yes, not only did we just experience this powerful change, this shift in energy from yesterday, but there's also powerful changes to come. And I really have a feeling that tomorrow morning is going to hold some very pleasant surprises for some people here. Don't let pride get in your way. Over here, I'm not feeling like pride at this point is getting in anyone's way, but rather a fear of rejection, which could be construed as pride. That, you know, what, I haven't left you in a place to understand my love anymore. I wonder if you'll ever be able to see me as before again. That's what I just heard a divine masculine step in to say. So that's not so much pride as in ego, but yes, that is ego-based thinking, that fear of rejection. But at the same time, he is definitely working through these fears. And for many divine masculines, I really feel like, I just heard Spirit say, rip off the Band-Aid. They're going to rip off that Band-Aid and just leap forward. A new start is coming. Energy at the bottom of the deck. Yes, you guys, a new start is absolutely coming. There's some amazing news. I really just feel like even in the morning time, on its way to you here so soon. 7 of Wands. I'm protecting and defending this connection. Some of you may have been wondering that during this time of separation, has your counterpart been faithful to you? You know, has there been any type of like sexual activity? And with that, I just got ultimate confirmation that the answer is no. Ace of Swords. Yes, look at that. Communication is coming. I will do whatever it takes to reach out to you. I know that I have to do this. I just heard a divine masculine step in to say that. So he is ready with this sword in his hand to come forward and really spill his heart to you, divine feminine. He is actually feeling with faith that you will be receptive to what he has to say, that you will not turn him down or reject him. He's really having faith in that. The Fool card, the leap of faith. There you go, the rip off the Band-Aid and just jump in head first, right? The 4 of Wands and the Devil. Now, usually people are afraid of the Devil card, and it's typically looked at as, you know, like toxic habits, dependencies, addictions, patterns that need to be healed. But when the Devil card comes out with the Union card, the Four of Wands, this tells me that this is unbreakable. I just heard Spirit say the red string of fate ties you two together. So these counterparts are literally tied together by the red string of fate. The Devil card with the Four of Wands is not at all toxic. It is utterly unbreakable. Like, just heard a Divine Feminine step in to say rock solid. Absolutely, yes. This, the fate of this connection, absolutely rock solid. A Tower moment did not have as devastating of an effect as was thought, because this Divine Masculine had grown enough to be able to balance that tower and regain his footing. And I just heard the love of the feminine, his love for the feminine was his guiding light. So here we can even see, you know, those clouds swirling around this tower that's just leaning over. But it's not that catastrophic. This tower has not been completely taken down, and it's actually rebuildable if you look at it. All the rocks, the materials are all still there, and this is not going to take forever to rebuild. It does not have to be deconstructed and then reconstructed. So the Tower moment actually just pushed him to realize his own strength. And even if you look at this person here with this magic wand in their hands, just looking back with this knowing smile of, hey, I manifested that. The Tower moment had no effect on what I was manifesting except a positive one. I was fully in control. Justice. There has been such a massive amount of karma cleared here in this connection that I'm tapping into, that the scales are really truly being brought into balance. It's absolutely amazing. So much balance is being regained, so much beautiful energy, internal balance is being regained. This yoga pose here is no coincidence. As I always say, there's no such thing as coincidences in this universe, right? As your internal energy is balanced, your external surroundings have to follow suit. Everything responds to your energetic vibration. That's why the law of attraction works. That's why manifestation works. Three of Pentacles, you've been working hard, and you really have a lot to show for it internally, emotionally, psychologically. And it's also going to wind up manifesting for you in the 3D here. Queen of Cups. Yes, Queen of Cups. Accepting a full cup of love offer. Absolutely. Oh my gosh, this reunion energy just has me almost in happy tears. This is so beautiful, you guys. During this time of separation, you and your counterpart have really just been gaining so many levels of enlightenment that you weren't even aware of as it was happening. This is almost like, in my third eye, I'm being shown like, you know, a sage that's meditating under a tree, and almost like a Buddha type image, you know, where they have the halo behind their head to show that they're saintly. Well, that's what this karma clearing has done to you and your counterpart. You have gained so much spiritual internal knowledge and insight. You have gained so much enlightenment about this journey, about the people involved, about why things happened the way that they did, that there's just no there's no grudge holding within you anymore. There's no, why did this happen to me and this hurt so much? It's like you just feel this internal peace that you never felt before. You feel this internal confidence that you never felt before. And it's a grounded confidence. It's not one that has you flying high on your ego, that kind of sets you up to be knocked down. No, it's not that at all. Your intuition is strengthening. Your trust and faith in your connection is like it's never been before. This is the ultimate shift, you guys, that you can expect to see prior to a reunion with your counterpart. This is exactly what needs to happen so that you can be at peace with your counterpart. We have the Knight of Cups, another messenger card again. He's not a page, he is a knight, but look at that. He's flying forward with his cup of love, and those bubbles are all in heart shapes. I just can feel this divine masculine's heart is overflowing with love. Literally overflowing, like a cup that's just overflowing. That's how I'm feeling that he feels. 5 of Swords. All this internal conflict that he's been through. The only thing that it's doing is propelling him even faster towards you, Divine Feminine. I mean, look at the speed that he's riding forward. He's going pretty fast. All of this internal conflict, all these times of pain, the emotional pain, psychological pain, the trauma, the only thing it's done is push your counterpart towards you. This is the beauty of a divinely guided connection. 2 of Wands. In this card, the 2 of Wands is all about energetic union. Kind of symbolically being able to look into this hypothetical crystal ball to be able to see what's going on with your counterpart and just intuitively knowing everything that you need to know about your connection. This is just absolutely beautiful, you guys. Five of Cups. Yeah. The lamentation, the grief of the past has been left behind. Absolutely. Look at these balloons flying up here. All this time, these balloons with so much potential to just fly high, touch the clouds in the sky, had been tied down. Those are about to be released. It's about to be released into the sky to experience the full freedom of flowing with their heart's desires. You will always be restless until and unless you follow your heart. It will keep nagging and gnawing at you until you do what your heart is asking of you. The cycle is over, you guys. This is a rebirth. This entire connection is now actively experiencing a rebirth. Absolutely. What else do we need to know, Spirit? The High Priestess card came out again. This was the bottom of the deck energy earlier. Communication, Knight of Swords, again. So we had the Page, we had 2 Knights, and the sword suit. We had the Ace of Swords, and now we have this. Communication is really like, I just heard insane desire. So literally there are some divine counterparts here who just have this burning, insane desire to speak with one another, like they just cannot hold it in anymore. And why should they? The fruits are ripe and ready to be picked here. There's no need to hold back anymore. Absolutely none. They've done their karma clearing, they've done their inner work, they've done their healing to the point where now they are literally, extending that healing and unconditional love to even people that had hurt them. There is absolutely no reason for them to hold back anymore. No. This Two of Pentacles in this deck is not juggling. This Two of Pentacles to me is about unity. Look at that. It's creating the infinity symbol, and they're both balanced. It's not like in some other decks where they're a little bit uneven. This is absolutely on the same plane, balanced pentacles within an infinity or manifestation symbol. There's no juggling or choosing between what two paths to take, because no matter what path, everything leads to home. Everything intersects at union. Everything intersects at unconditional love. There's no more feeling left out in the cold. There's no more leaving your counterpart out in the cold. There's no more leaving them, you know, wishing and praying that they would hear from you at some point. No, those days are gone. They're over. This is just such touching, beautiful energy, you guys. Anything else we need to know, Spirit? I'm being guided to a different deck here. What else do we need to know? Through each other, you find the missing pieces. Embrace. By embracing this journey, and by embracing every aspect and every other person involved in this journey, whether they had a positive or negative role, you became emotionally whole again. You are finding each other by embracing those aspects of this journey. You are coming back home. You are absolutely coming back home. All these cards are flying out here. I'm going to try to pull at least one or two more messages from this deck, and I'll close this reading out. Imagine all wanted thoughts dissolving into light, creating room for new opportunities and possibilities for your life. That's exactly what happened when we felt that shift yesterday and into today. You're healing. You finally realized that the only reason any third party is trying so hard to claw and cling at your counterpart is because they're not healed. So instead of, you know, looking down on them, instead of dreading them and the situation, you sent them healing. And that's exactly what needed them to happen in order for that karmic cycle or bond to break. I literally, in my third eye, just saw like ribbons being cut and people saying I'm free. Like, that is what needed to happen. That is the shift. That is the entire major lesson of this journey. That just, boom, you were enlightened with yesterday all of a sudden. That unconditional love, that freedom that brings to your heart is exactly what freed your counterpart, because look, twin flame connections are mirrored in every single aspect. And as I'm saying that, I saw 3333 on my recording timer. You freeing your heart from those ties freed your counterpart from that tie, literally, physically, in the physical 3D. So that's how you manifest in a twin flame connection. You turn that focus into yourself. If your counterpart is tied in a toxic way to something, you look inside yourself and say, what am I toxically tied to? And you fix that within yourself. You heal that. You work on that within yourself. And what's the next thing you know? You've triggered your counterpart into their own freedom in the actual physical 3D that allows them to move toward you. And by focusing on yourself, you've also pulled your energy back, which doesn't put you in chaser mode anymore. It's not overwhelming and overbearing for your counterpart anymore. It's like, oh my gosh, there's a lift here. There's a weight that's been lifted here. Now I'm going to go seek this person out. this is just such an amazing, beautiful reading. I cannot wait for this video to be finished uploading so you all can see it. I think that that was the major message. I mean, that feels pretty complete to me here. So I'm going to close this reading out for tonight right here. And I hope and pray that this finds everybody that will resonate with it. And remember, these readings are technically timeless. So if they don't resonate for you now, it could resonate for you in the future, because it just depends on where you are on your journey. Eventually, you're going to get there. Trust that. Because believe me, when we were all on this crazy journey, we didn't believe that we would ever get there. Like, the emotions are so dark and so heavy and so overbearing and intense that you really sometimes just wonder if, you know, is union real? It is absolutely real. Union is 110% real, and it's possible. This is just the journey that you have to take in order to get there, to get the union that you want. You have to be healed, your counterpart has to be healed, so that you don't trigger back and forth like that, so you don't hurt each other back and forth like that, so you don't feel the need to separate in order to restabilize again. You are able to be together as exactly what you are, one soul housed in two bodies. You are each other's home. That's what union is meant to be. So there you are, you guys. That's my soapbox, my reading, whatever you want to call it tonight. I hope you all enjoy it. Thank you for joining me here. I will leave my Instagram handle in the video description box. I do hope you all will join me there too. If you ever want to experience a personal reading from me, Instagram is the place to do it. If you want to purchase my twin flame manifestation affirmations that so many of you have already come by for, and so many of you have actually seen results with, absolutely, Instagram is the place where you could purchase those from me. Just direct message me to purchase. And I do hope that I see you all there. And if not, I will definitely talk to you again in the next reading video. Have a beautiful, beautiful night. And for anybody who does receive this communication or some form of gift, or even if it's a 5D spiritual gift, a realization, or some sort of this positive forward movement union energy that we talked about at the beginning of this video, definitely leave me a comment and let me know. I love hearing from you guys. All right, good night.